Hello everyone. I really don't have much on my mind and I'm out of ideas for videos, but I did have some very strong and visceral thoughts about colors, and some that I really do not like, so I'm gonna rant about that for a while, and you guys just sit back and watch. Now, I really don't have many favorite colors, but I do have a few complaints about some of them. For instance, maroon. Like, really, really dark maroon. Something like what I'm showing on screen right now. I don't like that color very much. It's kind of a little too dark. Plus, I don't feel like the color red was made for this. I feel like it belongs in much more vivid settings. Plus, maroon barely goes with anything except for maybe gold, orange, and in some rare cases, blue. Or cyan, I mean. But other than that, it really doesn't go with much. It's just a generally ugly color, and I don't know why there are 5 of them. Another color I don't like is the turquoise that I grew up with. Not the turquoise that you probably know and love. The vivid, beautiful, absolutely magnificent, tealish blue color that you see on screen now. The turquoise that I grew up with is more of a gray color. It's slightly more gray, and just that little amount of gray makes all the more difference. It looks like if I drank a liquid that was that color, I would probably get dehydrated really fast. Like, it's a weird Kool-Aid color, and I do not like it. I like the turquoise that I know now. Like the beautiful, vivid gemstone sort of color. Other than that, it's really not that bad of a color. I just have a few nitpicks. Yet another color I really don't like is dark yellow. You know the one. Like that baby, not quite baby still anymore, but like toddler color barf. Yellow. Like, that's nasty. That's a gross color. I hate it. Get it out of my life. Yellow was meant to be light, vivid, full of wonder. It's supposed to be the color of the sun, not the color of something you find in McDonald's. It's the worst color imaginable. Do not at me. It's indisputable. It's the worst. And that's not something you can debate. I think we can all agree that that is one of the worst and most unequivocally bad colors there is in existence. A few that I don't have nearly as much hatred for are the grays. Like, gray on its own isn't bad. In fact, it's pretty good for conveying emotion and art and stuff like that. But when you add just a tiny, tiny bit of color into it, like the amount of color that's like not so much like, you know how water is blue, but only if you have a lot of it together in one place, and if you looked at it from like a certain angle, it would be blue. Well, it's like that, but grays are the dominant color, and any other color is the color that you'd see from a certain angle. Yeah, it's like, hey, I know this is black and white and all, and gray and stuff, but something is wrong here, and I don't know what it is. That's how I feel about it. It's good for certain things, but it doesn't work all that well as the color lords would have hoped. A few pretty meh colors, I'd say, are like probably like pale colors. Like all pale colors, really. Because I'm a man of very vivid color choices. When stuff is bright and vivid, I'm like, hey, I like that. Give me more. But when I see stuff that's like very pale, like color, but with all the blood drawn from its face, like that's a freaking no, and I don't like it. For background stuff, if you're adding it into a freaking background, then it's great if the background is like glass and there's stuff behind it, that's acceptable. When it's like just a normal choice. Like, I like pastels. I like pastels and the pastel-y colors, but you gotta use them right. I was talking in my Aether Mod video, the sequel's coming out soon, by the way. I was saying in my Aether Mod video that, like, I really like the pastel color palette, and the art in that mod was done perfectly. And that is an example of pastel artwork done well. But when you just have all these vivid colors, but like all the fluid and blood drawn from its face, then that's not really... There's a fine line. There's not really all that fine of a line between pastel and pale, but I'd say there's a difference. There's definitely a difference. Here's another real nitpick about a color that I have. Gold. Not the shiny, cool gold that you're used to, but like the yellowy, almost gray, desaturated sort of color that you see before you. With that color, it's like I have been falsely advertised, especially with colored pencils, because it's like that baby barf yellow color that I was talking about earlier. It's like, it's not even shiny. You ripped me off, and now you're gonna pay. It's as simple as that. It's the same with silver too. It's like, that's just gray. That's not even silver. That's just gray. That is only gray, and there's nothing you can say that will change my mind about that. It's not even shiny. Copper is a color that I actually really like, and my only nitpick with it is that it doesn't go well with a lot of things, you know? Like, the only things it goes well with are gold and silver, and even then it depends on the context. The point is, I have literally no idea what I'm doing right now. So you can't really say much about that. I've been in quarantine for 6 weeks now, and I had no ideas for videos over that time. So this is all I'm doing, and there's not much I can say about that. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, I guess. What the hell was I even...